Geek Out! Thank you, Zub. Time for another Geek Out Book Club. I'm Sam.
I'm Jake.
And this week we're going to be talking about Sean Lewis and Caitlin Yarsky's Coyotes, more specifically the debut issue, out in comic book stores everywhere and on Comixology on Wednesday, November 8th. Kind of this, there's lycanthropes, it's kind of Sicario by way of Underworld.
Yeah, got me there, man.
Yeah, man. It's a ride.
It's a ride. It's brutal. It's brutal.
It's a lot of blood. I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of like a revenge tale in the vein of Kill Bill. I think is the first thing that comes to mind.
Sure.
Especially when you're dealing with like a church full of dead people.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's very true. But just again, the art is gorgeous. We talked a little bit about like the Day of the Dead kind of influence with it
In the interview, yes.
Which you may or may not have heard yet. Who knows? Depending on when you're listening to this.
Time's fluid.
Yeah. Interstellar. Don't go, Murph.
Don't let me go.
Don't let me go, Murph.
But that shit doesn't have, as far as we know.
Yeah, it's only issue 1.
But no,
books are falling off shelves. Who knows, man?
I do like that. I mean, there's a lot of very evocative images in this.
Yes.
A young girl with like a katana.
Mm-hmm.
Werewolves kind of cascading down like a literal force of nature, like people on the run, which is kind of a recurring theme in Sean's work. The sense of pursuit, the sense that you always have to stay on the move.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this issue certainly hits the ground running. Mm-hmm. What do you think of Caitlin's art?
All right, like I said, it's great. I mean, it the movement, like you were saying, of kind of the coyotes, the more like the werewolves. Are they were-coyotes? I mean, werewolves are not necessarily because they're referred to as coyotes, but the impending danger of it. I think there's a scene or two that I remember with like kind of like the shadows of them, coming and like the terror that it instills. But then also those great moments of like, we're not going to fucking take it anymore.
Yeah, where you finally draw that line in the sand. You're like, come at me.
And that's always a great moment when a character's just like, no, fuck you.
Yeah. In this case, like almost literally, almost verbatim.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to take one of their fucking heads.
Yeah. It gets, I mean, again, this is a very unflinching book. That's kind of a recurrent, not so much with Saints, but more so with like the few in this book. Like the violence is pretty unflinching, though. I feel like it's more this is going to sound kind of weird, almost more entertainingly displayed than it. The few is very harsh.
Yes. And
which isn't to say that the violence isn't harsh in Coyotes, but it isn't as stark. It's a lusher book. It's a more surreal book. Which is, I think a lot of that comes from Caitlin's artwork, which again is very haunting. And they do lean into the southwestern North American culture pretty heavily. They really take advantage of that environment and that culture. So, if you were a fan of Sean's previous 2 books, or if you're just looking for a really good revenge story, a revenge romp in the American Southwest, I think this is it. Again, out in comic book stores everywhere on Wednesday, November 8th. And, maybe stay tuned because I think we have a talk with Sean and Caitlin, which we've just straight up hinted all about it. This has been another Geek Out Book Club. I'm Sam.
I'm Jake.
Keep reading. This has been another Geek Out production. If you enjoyed what you heard, hey, we've got a special episode every Friday. Of course, there's the usual catching up show every Wednesday. And you get book club episodes just about every Tuesday these days. Thanks for listening.